What is going on, everybody? Voidlego here, back with a brand new episode of Higurashi When They Cry. Last time on, we found what happened. Rena had discovered that Rina was actually in cahoots with Tepe in order to gold dig her father's money, pretty much. And well, when she found out about that, she, in self-defense, kind of, in the case of Rina, she murdered her, and with Tepe, it was just full-blown murder. And afterwards, there was this, just such a cute scene of her sweeping in the classroom, and it was like, that, oh, Rena, you cutie, you always sweeping in class. It almost makes us forget that you murdered two people. But yeah, I don't know where this chapter is going because, to be perfectly honest with you, I thought the whole chapter was going to be about, maybe Rena is going to murder Rina by the end of the chapter, or maybe Rina is actually a good person to her father. But no, in that single chapter, it was just she finds out she's gold digging him and dead. So yeah, I have no idea where this is going to go next. But yeah, let's just get on to it. My favorite wine. Here we are, back with Rika. Sadako went to join the children playing in the schoolyard. Since I didn't feel like going, I decided to stay at home. Most likely, she wouldn't be back until the evening. When Sadako wasn't around, I had ways of spending the time without her. Besides, that was what I wanted to do anyway. I stuck my hand deep inside of the pile of winter futons in the closet and pulled one out. Next, I filled a stylish-looking glass with ice. The ice made in the freezer smelled of chlorine, though, and didn't taste any good. Store-bought ice would be the best, but since Sadako kept asking what I was using it for, I stopped buying it. But it might be worth spending time to think about a good excuse for that if it were meant if I would be able to enjoy ice without ever again smelling the chlorine. I filled the glass with mineral water, then poured a little bit of another liquid into the glass. Watching the color mix into the transparent water was a very pleasant thing. This wasn't the right way to drink it, but I liked it that way and didn't want to hear any complaints. My body is very convenient because I can get drunk with only a tiny amount. That's why I diluted that small amount of a full glass of water. And thanks to that, I could enjoy a single bottle for a long time. It wasn't bad if you thought about it like that. I put a cushion on my favorite spot by the window, and with the glass in one hand, I enjoyed the familiar view and the soft wind brushing through my hair. A slightly sweet, ripened aroma tickled my nose. And just when I was about to start enjoying the atmosphere, the annoying one came back. She didn't like this bad habit of mine, and she complained every time I tilted the glass. She started nagging me noisily.
うるさいな。少しくらい我慢なさい。何を飲もうと食おうと、私の勝手でしょ。ダメなのです。その飲み物はあなたにはまだ早いのです。
That is a voice I don't think we've ever heard. I tried to ignore her, but she started making a fuss as if trying to ruin the atmosphere on purpose. There was no way I could enjoy getting drunk like this. I glared at her and threw the drink out the window.
なんで私が憂鬱か知りたい？私の死に方が決まったからよ。
It seemed like she finally understood why I wanted to drown myself in alcohol.
そんなに落ち込まなくてもいいのよ。割と一瞬で死ねるから、そんなに怖くないわ。
My body will be burned and cut into pieces, but I'll be able to die instantly. Jeez.
でも、またダメなのです。そうね。またダメね。これだと、私の命日はいつだっけ？6月の25日の夜だと思いましたです。綿流しの祭りが終わってから だいたい1週間後か。まあ妥当なあたりね。
やっぱり僕のせいなのでしょうか。
決まってるでしょ。あんた自覚ないの？
はうはう。
She was the one who asked me, yet she cried when I told her she was right. Ah, jeez, she's always so annoying.
頑張りましょう。次のすごろくではきっと6が立て続けに出てくれることもあるわよ。
June 25th. I still had 10 more days. I was going to relax and enjoy those 10 days. I still had some wine left too. God damn it, Higurashi. God damn it, now we have this other element. Oh, what the fuck was that? Okay, so the other tip from last time makes a little bit more sense. What was the last one? Actually, let me go check it real quick. The all tips were, which one was it? It was Premonition of Rainy Days. Let me go through this. Okay. So the girl she's talking to in the Premonition of Rainy Days tip isn't Sadako. It's that mysterious girl she just talked to, whoever she is, that is most likely the one that's been providing Rika the information about the future, which means she's been around for a while, since 1979 at least. Now the question is, who the hell is this girl, and how does she know when people die? Because when we learned the information that Rika knew the deaths of all the Osho-sama murders, I always thought, like, she gained it for herself. But no, it seems like she's gaining it from a different girl. Who this girl is, Jesus, beats me. I got nothing. But how the hell does this girl know the deaths of Rika and everyone else, then? And how is it her fault? Well, let's continue. And have our questions answered in sometime in the next 20 episodes. That's a Higurashi for you. It had been very hot for the past few days, and the corpses went rotten quickly. Any housewife knows how fast fresh meat can go bad. I know it too. That's why the first thing I did was to dismember the corpses. There's only one reason why I needed to dismember them. I had to reduce them to a portable size in order to carry them to a place where they'll never be found. When men see the words dismembered corpses, they'll probably feel disgusted because they don't cook. But housewives are used to taking the guts out of fish, and they sometimes even see living maggots. They take the maggots off the food, or even cook it with the maggots still on. The heat will kill them after all. Women don't tell men what they do in the kitchen because men wouldn't eat the food if they knew. So it didn't really bother me much to dismember them. I was released from all my problems by killing them. Cleaning up the mess was like nothing to me, because I got freedom and regained my happiness. I dismembered the corpses using carpenter tools like a saw and a hatchet. I'm wearing a black sweatsuit I bought for today because I thought I might get stained with blood. Bloodstains don't show on black fabric, and I can just throw it away after it's done. I bought a plastic sheet I found in the dump because I thought the blood might spread otherwise. If I did the work on this sheet, I could just burn it after I was done. In the end, dismembering human bodies is no different from preparing food on a chopping board. Nothing like a good Saturday afternoon dismembering corpses. I was very tired from chopping apart 2 adult bodies, but I didn't have a problem doing it. I cut off their arms, legs, and heads, dividing each body into 6 pieces. I heard before that blades get easily ruined by fat when you cut apart a corpse, so I brought many kinds of tools. And I was right. Didn't have to go back and forth between here and my house to get another tool in the middle of work. A long time ago, the construction manager was murdered, and his body was dismembered here during the dam conflict. He was cut into 6 pieces in the same way. Well, I had 2 bodies, so there was double that, though. I remember the main suspect was still on the loose, and the victim's arm he hid hadn't been found yet. I wonder where he hid it. I'd like to ask him. I smiled wearily. Unlike their arms, legs, and heads, the torsos were difficult to take care of. I thought about cutting them into smaller pieces, but I decided against it because I thought it'd be troublesome to clean up the guts. I put each piece in a black trash bag and sprayed on a lot of deodorant. I wasn't sure if that would help against the smell, though. Many bugs flew around me while I was dismembering the corpses. After I finished putting all the pieces into each bag, the bugs were still flying around, but that was just because they could smell the blood. After I cleaned up everything, they were all gone. Now all I needed to do is get rid of these 12 black bags. Burning them would be the easiest, but I don't think I can burn them to ashes without using a cremator. The best way is to bury them somewhere. Other than torsos, every piece is small enough to fit in my backpack. I could easily carry them without being noticed. I could throw them into the river running through the dam construction site, but if I did that, somebody would find them for sure. I've seen on the news several times before that a bag with a body part in it was found beside a river. Every time I heard something like that, I always thought the murderer was stupid. I thought about dumping them into the Yongafuchi swamp, but wanted meat throats. I thought about weighing the bags, but there's no guarantee they'd stay down. So that left me one choice, to bury them. There are many unexplored mountains at the end of the abandoned districts around Yokochi and Takesoto. It's probably best to bury them somewhere in the mountains. While it would be safe to bury them here in the garbage dump too, it's not perfectly safe. And so I'm going to bury all these bags somewhere deep inside of a mountain in order to completely erase the 2 of them. My joints hurt, since I've been using muscles I don't normally use. I cleaned up the mess very carefully and got into my hideout while I was still wearing a sweatsuit and I laid down on the mattress. I washed my hands carefully, but there was still dirt and blood under my nails. I should take a shower later and wash it off completely. When I say things like disposing of corpses, it sounds like I'm the greatest evil of the century. But that's only true if I get caught. What I did isn't a crime as long as I don't get caught. Plus, I didn't do this because I wanted to commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. I did this to protect my father's wife and mine. People might speak ill of me, but I don't care about them. In the end, I don't think anybody can really pass judgment on my sins. Sins aren't something to pass judgment on. They're something to confess and to atone for. In other words, nobody can measure the weight of a sin other than the person who committed the crime. Do I regret what I did? Do I feel sorry? No. I don't think I did anything wrong. I truly believe there was no better way than killing them. I'm sure it was the right thing because my life had already started to change since the night I killed them. A few days earlier, I just came home after killing Tepe. My father's cleaning the room Tepe had flashed earlier. His eyes were swollen. He'd been crying.
Lena, どこへ行ってたんだ?
あの男と話をしてきた。もうリナさんは二度とこの家に来ない。だからあなたも来ないでって言った。だからあいつはもう来ないよ。
そんなのでおとなしくしてくれるやつじゃないぞ、きっと。レイナもしばらくは用心した方がいい。
It's hard to explain to him why Tepe would never come back. I can tell him he shouldn't worry because I killed him. I grabbed ice cubes from the freezer, put them in a plastic bag, and handed it over to my father.
お父さん、はい。ほっぺた、すごい腫れてるよ。
He must have only noticed it just then.
ああ、ありがとう。
私が片付けるからいいよ。掃除機持ってくるね。
レイナ。
He called out to me.
お父さんが悪かった。ごめんな。本当に。
仕方ないよ。あいつらは騙すのがなりわいだもん。だからお父さんは騙されただけだよ。
レイナはあいつらがそういう連中だって知ってたのか？
うん、最近だけどね。言っても信じてくれないと思って言わなかった。ごめんね。
He looked down. When he told me about how he wanted to get remarried, I told him that they were bad people and that they scammed others with badger games. But he didn't listen to me. So I was right in saying that he wouldn't have believed me at all.
お父さんは母さんとの離婚で落ち込んでいるところを付け入られたんだよ。
お父さんは本当にダメなお父さんだよな。
Then he started talking about how he met Rena, as if trying to absolve his guilt. It was when he was suffering the most, and he needed to drink away his sorrow. At a bar he happened to go into, Rena-san was the one who came to his table. It was her job to be a good listener when her customers talked. Rena must have been a great wise listener and offered words of comfort when he talked about the divorce. If he was emotionally stable, he could have taken it as kindness that she was only offering at the time. But he was so desperate that he took it the wrong way. After that, a tragedy was inevitable. He wanted to believe that it was destiny, and he analyzed everything about her. It would be easy to laugh at him and say that he was just dreaming, but I don't blame him, because being weak is also part of being human. He had plenty of opportunities to grow suspicious of her questionable spending habits, but my father just read even that behavior as an attempt to cheer him up. He bought everything she asked him to, and Rena had landed her catch. He shouldn't have brought his lover to the house where his daughter lived. But he was crazy about her, and he didn't even think about it.
お父さんはお父さんであることを忘れちゃってたんだ。本当にどうかしてた。
He started crying. I held his shoulders gently.
いいよ。お父さんがそれに気づいてくれたなら、お父さんはお父さんなんだよ。私には一人しかいない。最後の肉親なんだから。
I have to say, I wouldn't say it's a theme. Yeah, no, I wouldn't call it a theme. More like God, what's the word for it? Something thematic. Yeah, that's it. Thematic is how can I feel like Higurashi. I mean, hell, at the end of chapter 6, and the afterward, Ryugo 7 pretty much told the audience, is murder justifiable? You know? And, you know, that is a question, that is a very interesting question, because we have been from the point of view of multiple murderers, you know, Kechi, Shion, and now Rena. And they all do it for kind of the same baseline reason of to keep happiness. In order to keep happy days going. Kechi murdered Teppei in order to save Sadako from her fate. Shion killed the heads, the three family heads, in order to Well, the thing is, in Shion's case, she halfway through pretty much forgot the reason why she was murdering. But the reason started off was to pretty much avenge Satoshi. And now with Rana, she killed Teppei and Rina in order to pretty much protect her father as well. And it's an interesting question of how far would you go in order to preserve your happiness or the happiness of others. It's a very interesting moral question, you know. Do some people deserve to die? Do some people deserve to get murdered? And if one murder is justifiable, then couldn't any murder be justifiable within the head of the murderer themselves? It's a very interesting question. It's a very interesting thematic line, and it's so interesting. I love how this game is making me ask questions about like many different things. It's so surprising how the I say the surface level image of Higurashi, like before I even played this game, before anything, I always heard Higurashi When They Cry as this horror anime, right? With tons of blood, bunch of torture scenes, whatever, the Saw anime, quote unquote. But it's not that. It's probably because, you know, the anime adaptation leaned more into the horror aspect and the torture porn. Or, well, I mean, I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it sounds like torture porn, just like the Saw series. But it's so much more than that. It's so much more. That's why I'm considering calling Higurashi When They Cry, quote-unquote, underrated, even though it's not. I wouldn't call it underrated. I would call it the image of the product is wrong in the public mind, at least, in, you know, pop culture at least, because it's not a horror story. It is, yes, but it's not just that, and it's not just a mystery story either. It has tons of mysteries, and I love those mysteries as well, but it's a very dense, complicated look into a single village with its many different flaws to it, and the many different perspectives people can take on it. Shion saw Himizawa as an enemy because it pretty much spat her out. Kechi has multiple perspectives throughout the different chapters. In chapter 1, he sees it as this mysterious village that's out to kill him. In chapter 2, he sees it as a familiar place, a friendly place, but still filled with secrets around every corner. In chapter 3, he is willing to kill in order to preserve the happiness of one of its residents, aka Sadako. It's so interesting how in depth we've gone into this village. How dense it truly feels like. Like the world built, I wouldn't even say world building, the town building, I guess, the brand new term. The town building is fantastic because by now, chapter 6, we know so much about the history, the mythology, the structure of Himizawa that we can't really say that it's good or bad. It's complex. It's weird. Which is like reality of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a thesis. I don't have a thesis statement on this. God, I have been thinking about like what this game. I swear it has like all. Every time I step away from this game and like take a couple of days like off and record Trails in the Sky, right? I always think like this game drives me to make a video essay. Even though everyone else on YouTube makes fucking video essays, but seriously, this goddamn game really does make me want to make a fucking video essay, even though I don't have the damn skills for that. But yeah, it's just so interesting. It's so goddamn interesting. It's not a horror visual novel. It's not a mystery visual novel. It's those elements combined with so much else, Like I there's not a definitive label I could give this visual novel. It's not horror. It's not mystery. It's not comedy. It's not slice of life. It's all of those combined into one. Yeah. It's so interesting. It's so interesting, and I kind of wish more people saw Higurashi more than just the horror aspects and the bloody scenes from the anime, I feel like. But anyway, enough tangent. He couldn't stop moaning. We held each other and cried together. The next day, my father got up early in the morning. He was already cooking breakfast when I got up, and he told me,
お父さんは今日からしっかりするからな。
でもお父さん、目玉焼きを焼く前にサラダオイルは敷いた方がいいと思うかな。
久しぶりの台所なんで。
He pried off the burning eggs on the pan with a spatula and handed salad oil to it. It was too late. Doing that just made it even a bigger mess. But I didn't say anything because I wanted to eat his eggs. I waited at the table quietly. He put the burnt eggs on a plate and brought them over to me. It looked like he tried to salvage them by adding cheese, but didn't really work. Still, it smelled good and crispy, actually stimulated my appetite. Thick cut toast popped out of the toaster. I made coffee with extra milk and sugar because my father liked it sweet. We put everything on the table. Looked terrible like the cooking class of an elementary school. But to me it was precious because my father tried very hard to make it, wearing the apron.
匂いだけなら美味しそうだよ。あとは味だね。
やっぱり食事はレーナがやった方がいいかもな。これじゃかえって悪い気がする。
お父さんが仕事で忙しくなったらまた私が代わるよ。
It had been a taboo to talk about work in our house. He hadn't worked since the divorce. It wasn't only because of the divorce, though. He just didn't have to work because the settlement my mother gave him was so huge. Plus, I let him be lazy because I felt guilty about the divorce. But my father cleared his wrongdoing by showing repentance to me. And I also atoned for my sin of not doing anything about my mother by doing what I did the previous night. Now we are free of sin.
お父さん、仕事を探してみるよ。今日は食案に行ってこようと思う。
うん。それはいいね。
It's not money that he wanted. He just needed a normal lifestyle.
こんな年で体力もないからな。いい仕事があるか不安だよ。
どんな仕事ならいいの？
ジムの仕事がいいけど、この年じゃなかなか雇ってもらえないだろうな。
私の友達に聞いてみるよ。 みーちゃんはこの辺りの大地主のお嬢さんだから、ひょっとすると紹介してくれるかもしれないよ。
いいよいいよ、仕事くらい自分で探すよ。その程度にはしっかりしないとな。
I don't remember the last time we enjoyed breakfast like this. I don't even remember the last time we had breakfast together. For the first time in a long time, the morning light felt refreshing. I wanted to keep enjoying life like this. But unfortunately, I had to go to school. I told him that I'd skip school that day and that I wanted him to take me somewhere fun, but he tried to be a good father and said that I had to go to school.
じゃあ、私、学校行くね。
ああ、行ってらっしゃい。
He followed me to the front door. I was a bit embarrassed for some reason. He talked to me while I was tying my shoes. He followed me here not because he wanted to see me off, but because he wanted to tell me something.
お父さんは母さんとの離婚の後、ずっと寂しかった。でもお父さんはレイナと一緒だから寂しくなんかないんだ。そうだ、最初から寂しがることなんか何もなかったんだ。
お父さん、それを家族って言うんじゃないかな。
そうだな。そんなことを娘に教わるようじゃダメだな。
じゃあ、ケイチ君を待たせてるから、もう行くね。
行ってらっしゃい。ああ、そうだレイナ。今日はお父さんが夕食を作るぞ。食案に行くついでに買い物をしてくる。朝食みたいな失敗はしないから楽しみにしてるんだぞ。
うん、楽しみにしてるよ。行ってきます。
I left the house. My father saw me off, still in the apron. It was the first step of our new life. I finally gained it. I finally regained everything we lost after we left Himizawa. My mother wasn't around, but I didn't feel sad because I had my father. The cries of the cicadas sounded as if they were celebrating my new life. The sunshine was bright, and the wind was sending me up a nice breeze. The only thing that wasn't nice was the ticking clock. I was late because I spent too much time talking with my father. Kechi-kun might already be gone. I don't think he'd be waiting for me that long. But he was there anyway.
よおはよ
おはよう。遅れてごめんね。ごめんね。
う。いいってことよ。普段は俺がレナを待たせてるんだからな。たまには俺を待たさせろ。
ずいぶん遅くなっちゃったね。早足で行った方がいいかな。
そうだな。チャキチャキ行こうぜ。さもないと走る羽目になりそうだ。
兄ちゃん、さすがに先に行っちゃってるかな。
待ってるだろう絶対。俺たちは仲間だぜ。絶対に見捨てないし、勝手に行っちゃったりはしないよ。それはそうと、今日は朝からいいことでもあったのか？
え？どうしてかな？
いやさ、今朝のレナは普段にも増して上機嫌そうだったからさ、特別なことでもあったのかなって。
The good mood I was in must have been too obvious for Kechi-kun to ignore. I had not only my family, but my friends too. I felt something warm spreading in my heart.
それがね、聞いて。朝食をお父さんが作ってくれたんだけどね。それがね。
なんだよ、目玉焼きはそれで正しいだろ？サラダオイルってのはサラダに使うもんなんだろ？
みーちゃんたちに教えてあげようっと。なんで
がたい暴言でございましてよ。
おう、上等だぜ。そこまで言うからには直接対決も辞さない覚悟だろうな。
おうおう、盛り上がってるじゃない。なんなら今日の部活さ、さとことけいちゃんで外馬行こうか。
みーちゃん、外馬って何かな？
ああ、外馬ってのはよ、つまり俺とさとこだけで賭けをするってことさ。部活の順位がそのまま勝敗になって、負けた方は俺たちだけのペナルティを課す。
つまりどっちが勝っても負けても僕はとっても楽しいのです。
どうするさとこ。
素敵な勝負でございますことよ。部活にビリで罰ゲームな上に、さらに私に負けてダブルで罰ゲームなんて、こんな素敵なことがございまして。
よーしさとこ、よく受けたね。よっしゃ、今日の部活は2人の外馬付きでやろう。
部活の種目より罰ゲームを何にするか考える方が楽しいのですよ。
確かに楽しいよな。さとこがどんな悲惨な目に遭うか今から想像できちまうぜ。
それはケイチさんのことでございましてよ。むにゃー、むにー、やりましたわね、むにゅー。
ほらほら、2人とも勝負はまだ始まってないって。
Chi Sensei opened the door and came in.
皆さんお待たせしました。それでは帰りのホームルームを始めますよ。
Everybody headed to their seats.
みーちゃん、
何？
ケイチくんとさとこちゃんがとても盛り上がっているところで申し訳ないんだけど、ごめんね。ちょっと今日も用事があってすぐ帰らないといけないの。
そうなの？もう用事じゃ仕方ないな。お家の仕事？
うん。
Gotta bury some bodies. I mean, what?
家事ってんじゃおじさんは口出しできないな。うちはお手伝いさんに全部任せっきりだからね。
たまにはみーちゃんも家事手伝いとかすればいいのに。きっと花嫁修行になるよ。
ご安心を。万事その手のスキルに関してはつつがなく習得済みですので。
Mi-chan looks like the kind of girl who tries to stay away from chores as much as possible, but she can actually do everything. That's just who she is. She went through hard times to earn those things, but she acts like she earned them without any struggle, and that's also who she is. I like that about her.
なんだよレナ、帰っちゃうのかよ。
ケイチさんが恥ずかしい格好で職員室にお伺いしなくちゃならないところをご覧になりませんの？見物なのに残念なのです。
ごめんね。
昨日も家の用事だったじゃねえかよ。何かあったのか？
ちょっとね、いろいろ。もう何日かかかるかもしれない。
じゃあ当分レナは部活に参加できないかな。
かもしれない。なるべく早く復帰できるように頑張る。
その用事は俺たちには手伝えることか？例えば古い家具を運び出すとか、そういう力仕事なら言ってくれ。
Oh, just a couple of, trash bags. Don't look inside of them. Just bury.
応援に行くぜ。
家の模様替えとかかい？おじさんたちみんなで手伝うよ。
レナさんの家のお手伝いで優劣を競うのもありですわよね。
多分お手伝いしない方が優勝なのです。みんなありがとう。気持ちだけもらっておくね。
じゃあ仕方ない。竜宮レナを本日付で我が部より戦線離脱とする。お家の仕事が片付くまで休暇とするので、英気回復の上再び戦線へ復帰することをここに命ずる。まあ4人なら4人で遊べるゲームもあるしね。そうだそうだ、ケイちゃんは麻雀とかできる？
おう、任せろ。親父の仕事関係の人たちの宅に無理やり混ぜられることもある。
もちろん私たちは麻雀だって精通していましたよ。
After that, they fooled around and made a lot of noise, just like they always did. I looked at them and reminded myself that I always have a place to return to. I left the classroom with a smile. I was going to Yokocha on my bicycle. I had to find a place to bury the bags with the body parts. Hopefully I could finish burying all of them today before it gets dark. With that, everything would be over and done with.
パイの背中が竹だってのがなんだか怖いよな。
Oh god damn it, we actually have to play Mahjong?
まさかガンパイってことはないだろうな。
Guys, let me read Kaiji Part 3 real quick.
さてどうでございましょうね。圭一さんには以前のジジ抜きの時に手痛い思い出がございますものね。
まあ多少は傷もあるだろうね。安物のパイだしさ。そのくらいの要素がないと我が部らしくないでしょ。
ミー、赤は何枚混ぜるのですか？6つ？
Rika-chan sounded professional and scared me. Oh well. Should start by checking tiles. Playing Mahjong with my family is different from playing it as a club activity. I have to be cautious. It's possible that one tile is missing or that there's one extra for a particular tile in here.
そんなことしないって。でも着想は面白いね。そういう手もあるか。なるほどなるほど。
よしよし、パイをみんな表にして並べてみよう。ほれほれほれ。
Everybody flip the tiles face up.
あれ、おい、誰かのとこにチュンが1個隠れてないか？
ピンズとソーズの6が1個ずつ足りないですわね。あら、マンズの6も1個足りませんでしたよ。
なんだなんだ？
Great, who the hell is eating the Mahjong pieces again?
随分と足りないじゃないか。
Rika, what are you chewing on?
ああ、そうだったそうだった。ちょいと待って。
Mion hit the palm of her hand with her fist, moved her chair aside, and struck her finger to the gap in the floorboards. She then pulled a tile out of there.
はいよ、まずはチュンね。あとの3つはどこだったっけな。
Did you fucking hit him?
おい待てみよ。どうして麻雀のパイが教室のあちこちに隠してあるんだよ。
にゃはははは。まあまあ。
She must have hidden the other 3 tiles somewhere in the classroom and forgot where. We couldn't play Mahjong with 3 tiles missing. She suggested playing another game, but Mion insisted that we had to find them and suggesting making that treasure hunt our game.
まあ確かに圭一さんと勝負をつけるなら種目は何でもいいわけでございますけど、もうちょっとまともな種目がいいですわね。
同感だな。それにこの教室に本当にあるかも怪しいんだろ。
Alright, who wants to play D&D?
多分あると思うんだよ。あるいはおじさんが懐にしまったまま帰っちゃって洗濯機の脇に置いてあるとかかな。
I would recommend checking the total number of tiles after we play Mahjong with Mion next time. Everybody except me on not in agreement.
何よ、教室宝探し対決じゃ不満？
つうかミオンのイカ様の後始末だろ。お前の責任でやれ。部活を私的に使うな。
ブーブー。じゃあどうする？麻雀は無理だしね。他何する？である人。
As our club president, Mion usually decides what we'll play. You can't just come up with something on the spot. We were all thinking Mion hit her palm with her fist, just like she did earlier.
じゃあさみんな、パイの宝探しが嫌ならさ、もうちょっとでっかく宝探しをしようじゃない？宝探しといえばレナのお家芸。
Uh-oh.
ってことはダム現場のゴミ山か。
あそこってあんまり行ったことないんですけど、結構広いですわよね。あそこはバラバラ殺人の幽霊が出るから近寄らない方がいいらしいのですよ。
幽霊上等じゃないの。そのくらいの演出つかないと宝の山としてはインパクト弱いよね。
I don't know, I feel like there's more than one ghost now.
へえ、そんな噂あるのかよ。確か主犯が未だ逃走中。そいつの隠した腕一本が未だ見つからないとか言うんだろ。
その腕を探して監督さんが幽霊になってさまよっているという噂があるのです。あらあらリカ、幽霊が嫌いなんですの？いいお年にもなって恥ずかしいですわね。僕は巫女ですから見たくなくても見えてしまうのですよ。
うわ、なんだよそれ。霊感ってやつか？
Can't tell if that's a joke or that's real. It could be either.
確かに見える人には当たり前のように幽霊が見えるって話聞いたことあるな。
バカバカしいですわね。リカと一緒にずっと住んでますけど、そんなの一度も見たことありませんでしたよ。
Oh, Higurashi, don't place the idea in the head that the girl Rika's talking to is a ghost.
さとこに見えてないだけなのですよ。さとこがお布団で寝てるときはいつもニパーリカ、そこで笑ってはぐらかさないでくださいませ。私が寝てるときは何なんですの？
Sadako, I feel sorry for you. You can pretend you're not scared of ghosts during the day, but I'm pretty sure you get scared when it gets dark. I'm going to have to make a solemn phone call tonight just to scare the hell out of her.
まあ私も含めてなんだけど、ダム戦争の後に好き好んであそこに出入りする人はいないんじゃないかね。
What's your favorite scary movie, Sadako? God, I need a watch screen.
レナくらいだよ、楽しそうにあそこで遊んでるのは。
レナのカーイーモードの前に幽霊が出た日には彼岸の向こうからでもお持ち帰りされかねんな。
確かにありそうですわね。はう、お持ち帰りって。
It's so easy to imagine that all of us laughed.
じゃあ決まり。今日はゴミ山探検にしよう。幽霊を見つけられたら優勝。辞典は隠された右腕。
Well, I feel like we're going to find multiple arms.
その次はじゃあレナが気に入りそうな何かだね。レナに見せて白黒をつけてもらうってことでどうよ。
私は優勝でケイチさんはビリでダブル罰ゲームが楽しみですわね。
Why do I have a feeling that we're coming close to the intro of this chapter?
おいおい、サトコいいのかよ。優勝ってことは幽霊。
ちょっとやめてくださいませ。暑苦しいですわ。僕もお化けが怖いので行きたくないのです。もっとは何ですの？ もとは、私は全然怖くなんかありませんわよ。ゲイチさん、お話遊ばせ。
では行くよ諸君、出撃準備。
I'm sure nothing horrible will come out of this course of actions. It'll be over with. Everything will be over and done with. Yes, it will be over when the Higurashi cry. That's a second title drop. Bada bing, bada boom. So place your bets on who's going to find the body bags. Me personally, betting Mion. Betting that two doubloons on that.
これで全部かな。
Fucking knew it. Called it. Lena finished making her confession. There was no applause or couldn't call. It was a quiet and one-way stage that Lena performed on alone. I think I've forgotten to blink since her confession started. Everybody else seemed to be feeling the same way. Lena looked at us, like she was a teacher waiting for questions from her students. We noticed that she was imitating what Chi-sensei does at the end of class, and we all smiled bitterly.
さっきまでね、野号地の方に行ってたの。袋を埋める場所を探しに。絶対見つからない場所に隠そうと思うとなかなかいい場所が見つからないの。自分の家の庭に埋める方がむしろ安心じゃないかななんて考えたりもしたっけ。でもそれじゃあやっぱり危ないよね。お父さんが突然家庭菜園をやりたいなんて言い出すかもしれないもん。やっぱり遠くの山奥がいい。あの女をたとえ死んだ後でもお父さんに近づけたくなかったし。
I felt like I did something very bad. Lena's plan was going smoothly. If only I hunted for the mahjong tiles instead of insisting on doing something else, this wouldn't have happened. When I looked at the others, they all seemed to be regretting their actions too. If Mion hadn't come up with the idea to play at the garbage dump, and Sadako hadn't found the broken refrigerator, if Rika-chan had convinced us not to go, Luna could have had a few more days and she could have gotten rid of these trash bags. They never would have been found. Then what would have happened next? Nothing. Everything would have remained the same. We could have kept having happy and peaceful days. Luna had been through a hard time, but she'd been forcing her face into a smile for us. The fake smile was supposed to become a real smile one day. None of us were supposed to notice that Luna was going through a hard time. After a while, Luna was supposed to be able to forget the bitter memory of killing these two, and she was supposed to live as if nothing had happened. But now, all of her effort, all of her courage, had been ruined.
人殺しはいけないことだってことは私だって知ってるよ。したくなんかなかったし、これからだってしたくないと思ってる。でもね、これが最善の努力だったって信じてるし、私は悪いことをしたなんてこれっぽっちも思ってない。私は幸せで平穏な生活を取り戻すために神様から与えられた等しいチャンスの中で最大限に努力しただけ。製品であれば不幸せでもいいなんてのは満たされた人間の綺麗事だよ。その精一杯は世界中の誰にだってけなせない。 むしろ私を褒めてほしいくらい、称えてほしいくらい。竜宮レナは自らの運命と戦った。そして打ち勝った。
I don't know why I did it, but I interrupted her. I shouldn't have. I thought I needed to tell her this, so I did.
でもレナ、どうして俺たちに相談してくれなかったんだよ。
相談？
そうだよ。俺たちは仲間だろ。
Oh, what is this music?
仲間ってのは何があっても無条件で味方になってくれる家族同然の存在じゃないのかよ。俺たちに相談してくれれば何かの力になれたかもしれない。そうすればレナは自分の手を汚さずに済んだかもしれない。
But what it told us made me sad. I couldn't help myself from saying that to her. When it told us straight that she did the best she could. She told us that right to our faces. That's the same thing as saying that she didn't need us in order to do the best she could.
ケイちゃん、今はそんなこと言っても。
いや頼む、言わせてくれ。喜びだって苦しみだって分け合うのが俺は仲間だって思ってる。だからレナが相談してくれたらきっと今よりもより良い未来へたどり着けていたと信じてる。
今よりより良い未来？そんなのないよ。これが最善の未来だよ。
嘘だな。
My shout seemed to scare her a little. I knew that Rena didn't believe that this was the best possible future. She just didn't have any other choice. If she had other choices, she definitely wouldn't have chosen this one.
だってその証拠にレナはさっきから泣いてるじゃないか。
はあ？誰が？私が？いつ涙を流したの？
今だよ。ずっと流してるじゃないか。自分で分かってないのか？
In fact, I didn't see any tears in her eyes or on her face at all. But that didn't mean she wasn't crying. Rena was crying. She was crying because she was driven to a corner after all the hard work she did to become happy. Her tears looked so sad. Anyone who couldn't see those tears wasn't really thinking about her.
私は泣かないよ。誰が泣くものか。私は正しいことをした。最善の選択をした。それでどうして泣かなくちゃならないの？ケイチのバカバカ。何を言ってるか全然わかんないや。
それが泣いてるって言ってんだよ。
Lena stopped laughing all of a sudden, and she spoke with a cold expression on her face.
じゃあいいよ。ケイチ君の言った通りにしたとしてみよう。私がみんなにお父さんとあの女のことを打ち明けた。さあ、どうしてくれるの？
まずは、
まずは何？
Lena had never talked to me like this before. It was as if she was mocking my ignorance, and that made me shut my mouth.
ケイチ君は去年を知らないんだよ。
去年？
そう。去年。昭和57年6月。私と同じように人を殺めることでしか抜けられない不幸の迷宮に閉じ込められた人のお話を。
Sadako grasped.
ケイチ君はあまり知らないよね。北条聡君のことは。
I know that he's Sadako's older brother. He's been missing, but people say he transferred. There's a rumor that he killed his aunt for Sadako's sake. Therefore, it's been taboo to talk about Satoshi in my class. Actually, in all of Himizawa.
サトシ君もね、私と同じだった。ただ幸せで平穏な日々が欲しかっただけ。妹と静かに暮らせる生活が欲しかっただけ。圭一君も去年殺されたさとこちゃんのおばさんがどういう人だったかは噂聞いてるよね。
If what I've heard is true, this is what happened. After Sadako lost her parents, her uncle and aunt got custody of her and her brother, but they were miserable people. Her aunt was especially cruel to Sadako. Satoshi was the kind of guy who wouldn't even hurt a fly. But his aunt probably was the only one whom he didn't have a problem killing. That's how terrible a person she was.
北条家のトラブルはね、ひなみ沢では誰もが知っていたんだよ。おばさんがヒステリックで誰彼関係なく食ってかかることも、サトシ君とサトコちゃんを意味もなくいじめていたことも全部ね。もちろんクラスの誰もが知っていた。御三家の当主跡継ぎであるみーちゃんとリカちゃんだってもちろん知ってたし、サトコちゃんに至っては当事者だもんね。圭一君の言う仲間たちはひなみ沢の誰よりもよくサトシ君の辛さを分かっていたはずなんだよ。それで結果はどうだった？誰かがサトシ君を助けてくれた？誰も助けなかった。みーちゃんは一番力があるくせに村のしがらみがどうとかよくわからない理由で煙に巻いて、結局無責任な同情の言葉をかけて傷つけるだけだった。
そんなことはないよ。
嘘だ。サトシ君は分かってたよ。みーちゃんが口ぶりだけは同情してるふりをしながらも全然助ける気がないことを分かってた。だからサトシ君はね、途中からみーちゃんのことを嫌うようになったんだよ。普段は仲間だとか友達だとか言っておきながら、結局は北条家をいじめる園崎家の一味でしかなかったってね。
私は別に
何も救わずに放置した。サトシ君の助けてほしい思いを同情という言葉で拒絶したんだ。それがどれほどサトシ君を傷つけたか分かってる？
Mia tried to find something to say, but failed to do so. She bit her whip instead.
それはリカちゃんも同じだよね。
Now Rena was pointing fingers at Rika-chan. Unlike Mia and Rika-chan walked emotionless and empty, just like Rena did.
リカちゃんは確かにみーちゃんに比べたらその発言力は微々たるものかもしれない。でも神社に出入りしてるお年寄りたちにとても大きな発言力を持っていたはずだよ。リカちゃんにもできる努力があったのにしなかった。リカちゃんも結局はみーちゃんと同じ。哀れみの表情を浮かべて小娘を装っただけだった。するのはサトシ君やサトコちゃんを慰めるだけ。その根本原因に対して何の手も差し伸べようとしなかった。そんな無慈悲な哀れみがどれほど残酷だったか想像できる？サトシ君が欲しかったのは救いだった。誰かに助けて欲しかった。自分の力だけではどうしても抜け出せない苦境だったから。首まで沈もうとする沼の中で精一杯手を伸ばして誰かに掴んでもらうことを期待していたんだよ。
そうね。
Because Chan's voice sounded mature, it was very different from how she usually sounded.
サトシたちを救う方法がわからなかったから慰めることしかしなかった。それにかまけ救う何かを探し続けなかった罪は否定しないわ。
分かってるじゃない。
Then I gave her a twisted smile. That ugliness caused me to look away.
そして聡子ちゃん、あなたに信じられるかわからないけれど、あなたの罪はとても重い。
I didn't understand why she was blaming Sadako. I tried to take her side, but I gasped in surprise when I looked at her. Because she blames herself. She looked like she was accepting the sin that Lena had mentioned. Sadako must have wanted to confess her sin before Lena pointed it out to her. And so Sadako opened her mouth first.
信じてくださるかどうかは分かりませんけど、ちゃんと気づいてますのよ、その罪。
そうなんだ。
ニーニーがいなくなってしまったあの夜に気づきましたのよ。それをどうしてニーニーがいるうちに気づけなかったのか。
わかるよ、その気持ち。後悔した時にはもう遅いというのは私も同じだったから。だから私は同じことがもう一度起こったから今度は戦った。聡子ちゃんのその罪はきっと将来あがなえるよ。その罪に気づけたならきっとね。
それでももうニーニーは帰ってきませんのね。
Sadako looked down sadly. Usually Sadako would say the opposite. She always said that Satoshi was coming back one day without a doubt. But now, she accepted the fact that he would never return. She accepted it easily, as if she knew it already, because he's her brother.
ね?
She asked me all of a sudden.
これが私と同じ苦境にいた昭和57年のみんな。サトシ君は自分を助けてくれそうな人たちにはみんなに全てを話したよ。助けてほしいと言ったし、辛いとも言った。打ち明けた、相談した。転校してきたばかりの私にまでね。それはみっともないことじゃない。本当に不幸な人はね、必死なんだよ。サトシ君は自分でも懸命に頑張ってた。それでもどうにもならないからみんなに助けを求めた。ずっと求めてた。でもね、これが圭一君の言う無条件で味方になってくれる仲間たちの体たらくなんだよ。仲間なんて楽しくてどうでもいい時間を一緒に寄り合って過ごすだけのお友達。本当に辛い時に味方になってなんてくれないんだよ。昔からそうだったよ。引っ越し先でもそうだったからね。だから私、自分がサトシ君と同じ状況になったと知った時、私は仲間に打ち明けるのなんかやめようってね。だってどうせ誰も助けてくれないし助けられないものなら、同情なんて気がめいるだけなんだよ。せめて学校にいる間くらい楽しく過ごした方が気が紛れていいかもしれないもの。実際みんなと楽しく過ごす学校の時間は楽しかったよ。とっても幸せだった。あの女たちとのトラブルをわずかの時間でも忘れることができて本当に良かった。サトシ君もそれに気づけていたらよかったね。そうだったなら学校での時間くらいは楽しく過ごせて、あそこまで心を追い詰めずに済んだかもしれない。どうせ自らの手でおばを殴り殺す以外に解決方法はなかったのだし。転校してきたばかりで村のこともほとんど覚えていない私には、サトシ君をどう助けてあげればいいかわからなかった。できるのは話を聞いてあげて少しでも心を軽くしてあげるだけ。でもそれ以上に助けることができたのかもしれないし、私も その努力を怠っていたかもしれない。それなのに昭和57年の私はサトシ君と仲間のつもりだったんだよね。
When a self-derisive laughter changed into grievous sobs, her tears gradually wore away at our relationship of trust. Nobody will help me. Friends are just people whom you have fun with. You can't trust them. The more Rena cried, the clearer we heard her voice in her heart. Mion, Sadako, and Rika-chan looked into the distance with sad expressions on their faces. I was the only one who could say anything back to her now. I had to tell her this, and she knew it too. She just needed to hear it from someone. I braced myself to tell her something that might hurt everybody.
よくわかったぜ、レナ。昭和57年のことはよくわかった。こいつらが白状だったってこともわかったさ。でもよ、貞子だって言ったろ。こいつらはみんな自分の罪に気がついた。後悔した。だから今度は違うはずだ。今度は仲間の苦しみを真に理解して助けてくれるはずなんだ。
去年いなかった人に言われても信憑性ないね。
ああ、そうだ。俺は去年いなかった。だから残念だぜ。去年の俺がもしここにいたならば、サトシのために絶対に戦った。
嘘だ。
嘘じゃねえ。俺はひなみ沢に来てからどれだけ仲間がかけがえのないものかを知った。だからそんな仲間たちを救うためなら俺はどこまでも戦うぜ。里子やサトシをいじめるおばがそんなにもうぜえやつなら、サトシになんかもったいねえ。この俺が叩き殺してやった。
That is true. Yeah, he would.
もの
100%.
の1500秒でだ。躊躇なんかしねえぞ。速攻だ。学校の倉庫あたりから金属バットの一本もちょろまかして即ぶっ殺してた。
口先だけならどうとでも言えるね。人を殺すのにどれだけの思い切りがいるかも知らないくせに。
知らねえし知る必要もねえな。仲間を救う以上の義務がどこにあるってんだ。
ケイチ君は全然分かってない。人を殺すことがどれだけ汚らわしい行為で、どれだけ自らを美化しようとも決して振り払えない汚れであることを分かってない。
そうだな。確かに仲間を救うためでも直ちに人殺しってのは短絡的すぎるよな。レナの言い分に相反するようで悪いけど、悪いことに悪いことで立ち向かうってのは多分うまくいかないようにできていると思うんだ。仲間のためなら人殺しだって厭わないその精神だけは立派だと思う。だけどな、悪いことで得た平穏ってのは絶対に長く続いたりしないんだ。
It drove him mad when he killed Sadako's uncle. It made him the only survivor of Himizawa.
それを人は本能的に知ってるから悪いことを嫌うんじゃないかと思うんだ。
何それ。ケイチ君が何を口走ってるのかよくわかんないよ。
She didn't have to tell me that. I was aware I wasn't making any sense. But for some reason, I could easily imagine a world like that. A world in which I saved my precious friends by committing an evil act. The peace I seized by doing that evil deed didn't last long. It got worse. It ended in a way as terrible as the sin I committed. This was a memory that shouldn't exist. I don't know why, but I know for a fact that it happened in that world of possibility.
すまん。俺も自分で何を言ってるのか意味がわからなくなった。
For some weird reason, I couldn't prevent myself from smiling in embarrassment even in a situation like this.
でも、レナは分かってるはずだ。だから、自らの手を汚すほかなかった運命を。
There has to be a better way.
助けて欲しかった俺たちを嘆いてるんじゃないか。レナは殺人者になんかなりたくなかったんだ。これが最善の選択だったなんて絶対嘘なんだ。だからさっきからずっと泣き続けているんじゃないか。
そうだ嘘だ嘘だ嘘だ、そんなのは嘘だ。
嘘かどうかはお前が一番知ってるんじゃねえか。最初から後悔してるんだろ。たとえ誰にも知られることなく死体を隠せたとしたって一生両手についた血は落とせないんだ。そんな十字架を背負って生きていく苦痛をどうやってごまかす。一つしかない。これしか方法がなかったと思い込むことだけじゃないか。それはつまり仲間に相談する価値がないって思うこと、仲間を一生否定し続けるってことだぞ。レナにとって俺たちはその程度の存在だったのか。違うだろ。本当に助け合える関係なのが仲間だってことを一番最初から信じてたんだろ。確かに去年の仲間たちはまだ未熟だった。だからサトシを不幸な運命から救えなかった。
Yeah.
でも人は成長するんだ。ミスは二度と犯さないし、後悔は二度と繰り返さない。だから信じろ。俺たちは仲間だ。お前の一番の味方なんだ。
つまりそれは私も未熟だったってこと？
そうだ。仲間たちが日々成長していることを信じられなかったレナも未熟だ。だがそれを責める気はないぜ。俺たちだってレナが一人悩むのを今日まで気づけなかった。人は語り合うことでしか胸の内を明かせない。だから今日のこの場までは仕方がなかったことかもしれない。そういう意味では言いたくはないが、今日という日がレナにとって最善の選択の向こうにあったことを認めざるを得ないかもしれない。でも俺たちは今この場になってようやく胸の内を全て語り合った。レナが去年からずっと持っていた不信感も俺たちが持っていた後悔も全部吐き出し合った。だから俺たちは今こそようやく本当の意味での仲間になれたんだよ。
本当に今更だね。いつも罪は手遅れになってから気づかされる。
そうでもねえさ。例えば俺は仲間であるレナの今回のこの出来事を理解できる。
理解できるって？
人の命を奪うのは許されることじゃないっていう道徳的なことはもちろん理解している。でもそれを理解した上で仲間であるレナがこうするほかなかったことを理解する。だから俺はレナを汚らわしいと思わないし恐ろしいとも思わない。次に同じようなことがあったら今度はこういう結果にならないように悩み合おう。だけどすでに起こってしまったこの出来事を俺は理解する。理解ってのはつまり許すということだ。俺はレナのこの行為を否定したりしない。
I said that to everybody this time. I said it to all my friends.
俺はレナのやったこの出来事を受け入れる。これしかどうしようもなくて悩み抜いた上で至った最後の最後の手段だったってことを受け入れる。だから俺はレナに協力しようと思う。
ケイちゃん。
もちろん殺した理由が金目当てだとかそんなくだらねえのだったら警察へ叩き出してやってるぜ。だけどな、レナはそんな気持ちでやったんじゃない。どうしても逃げられなくて悩み抜いた末に至った今日なんだ。レナの罪はそこに至るまでに俺たちに相談しなかったことを。だけどそれを俺は許す。だから今日に至ったその行為も俺は許す。
圭一。
だからみんなもレナも今日に至るまでそれに気づけずレナを一人で悩ませた俺を許してくれ。それが今日を招いた俺の罪だ。
圭一さん。
このヤバい袋の山を知ったのは俺たちだけだ。俺たち全員が秘密にすればそれでおしまいだ。レナは何も気にすることはない。最初の予定通りにこの袋をどこかに隠しちまおうぜ。そして全員で塩でお清めでもして一丁上がりだ。そしたら俺たちは全ての罪を許し合おう。そして取り戻そうぜ本当に平穏な日々を。これだろう。レナが本当に選びたかった未来ってやつはこっちなんだろ。最善の選択肢は。
圭一君。
I jumped on the hood of the abandoned car when I was standing on, and I reached for her hands.
認めろ。こっちが本当にレナが来たかった世界なんだよ。レナが本当に選びたかった選択肢なんだよ。確かにこの選択肢はレナ一人だけじゃ選べない。レナと俺たちが互いに手を差し伸べ合ってしか選べないんだ。つまり俺だけが差し伸べても意味がないんだよ。俺だけじゃないみんなが差し伸べる。だからレナお前も手を伸ばせ。それで互いに手をつかみ合って初めてお前は本当に選びたかった選択肢の向こうの世界に行けるんだよ。
圭一君の言葉は本当なら嬉しいよ。でもみんなもそうだとは限らないよ。
A little hand touched mine. It was Rika-chan.
リカちゃん。
レナは決して汚れてなんかいない。あなたは決して屈しなかった。そしてこんなにも泥だらけになりながら今日そんなあなたをどうして私は認めずにいられるのか。
Rika-chan's small hand was strong, and she spoke eloquently.
私は逃れられない不幸の迷宮に飲まれ全てに失望する堕落の心地よさを知っている。だからこそたった一人で屈することなく戦い続け、そんなあなたが身近にいることを誇りに思おう。私も圭一と同じあなたの罪を許す。だからあなたも
リカちゃん。
私は無力な小娘だけれどきっと戦えた。自分も運命に屈しない。レナのように戦う。 だから、私をあなたの仲間として許してもらいたい。
Rika-chan usually acts childish, but now she was like a totally different person. She meant every word she was saying. And then another little hand reached out to ours.
サトコ。
Sadako put her hand over mine and Rika-chan's. She didn't say anything, looking down for a while. Rika-chan urged her to speak.
私もリカも両親を失って一人ぼっちですけれど、今日までそれを嘆いたことはありませんでしたよ。皆さんという仲間という家族がいたから。私はこれからも皆さんとレナさんと仲間という名の家族でありたいと思っていますのよ。家族同士だからこそ時には全てを打ち明け合うのは当然ですわ。だから今日はいいきっかけになったと思ってますの。互いの罪を許し合う機会が恵まれたことに感謝いたしましたよ。
仲間という名の家族か。サトコにしちゃいい例えだな。
レナさんの罪を許しますわ。どうか私の罪も許してくださいませ。
A big hand reached out for ours. It was Mion's.
仲間の大切さを語るのは部長である私の役目だと思ってただけに、いやはや私も部長失格かななんて。
ミオ、
ごめん、ふざけたね。
Mion still smiled and scratched her head.
レナの境遇を察しなかったことを仲間として部長として恥じるよ。許してほしい。もちろんレナが私たちに相談しなかったことも許すよ。それは私が打ち明けるに足る存在じゃなかったってことだからね。私はリーダーであらねばと日々努力しているはずなのに全然至ってなかった。その未熟さは私の責任だから、レナの罪を許す。
レナ、俺たちは全員手を重ねて差し伸べたぞ。こっちは全部揃った。あとはお前だけなんだ。手を伸ばせ。こっちへ来い。お前が本当に来たかった世界はこっちなんだ。もう手は全員が差し伸べてる。あとはレナだけなんだ。だからためらうな。
レナは人殺しだよ。きっとみんなに迷惑をかけるよ。
レナ、私たちは。
リカちゃん、もう余計なことは言わなくていい。俺たちは全員で手を重ねて差し伸べている。この事実にこれ以上上塗りする言葉は何も必要ない。だからレナにだって言葉はいらないんだ。ただ黙ってこっちへ手を伸ばせばいいんだ。来いレナ。夢とか幻とかじゃない。ましてや手遅れでも何でもない。レナにはまだ選べる選択肢が残ってるんだ。だから選べ。間に合う。来るんだ。俺たちはやり直せるんだ。
Lena slowly reached out, and her hand touched ours. She didn't hold our hands. All she needed to do was to touch our hands to show us her will. Lena chose to live, to share her life with her friends, rather than to refuse them for the rest of her life. I took a step closer to her and firmly grabbed her wrist. It was getting dark and some stars had appeared in the sky. We all forgave each other for our sins for the first time. And it was a little embarrassing, but Luna's tears made us all cry. And we just kept crying together. We stood in a circle, holding each other by the shoulder, putting our heads together in the middle. We are a family made of friends. We forgave each other, and we're happy together. There's a memory in the back of my mind, but it's not supposed to exist. I tried to save one of my friends in that world. In order to do that, I rejected all my other friends. I acted recklessly alone, and I brought about the end of the world. The situation we had here is the same as the incident in the faraway world. The sense that people have been deprived of their lives in order to save one friend of mine. But other than that, it was different. We have Rana, Mion, Sadako, Rika-chan, and myself. Nobody was missing. We were going to regain them. We were going to regain those happy and peaceful days. The road going there might be a little rough, but we'll walk it together. We all will. We went to the place in the mountains of Yakochi that Rena had picked for burying the bags. Carrying corpses is a scary thing to do, but made us united more strongly because of that. Since each part of the corpses is in a separate plastic trash bag, we can tell what's inside in each bag by touching it. First, we forced ourselves to laugh whenever we had to touch the bodies because we were scared, but after a while we got used to it, to the point where we could make jokes about it. Of course, all of that was probably a bluff, but we all tried our best. Mion somehow had detailed knowledge of how to hide corpses, and she told me to dig the hole deeper. Before we continue on, that junkyard scene, I think that's my favorite fucking scene in the entire game. I'm certain on that. That scene was fucking powerful. Plus, it has a double meaning to it, I feel like. No. The reason why that scene worked so amazingly well was because of all the build-up for it. For that scene. Because throughout all these chapters, we have seen the sins of each of these characters. We know the sin of Rika, of knowing the future, but not able to do anything about it. Knowing her own death, but not fighting against it. We realize the sin of Sadako, of not being strong enough in order to protect her brother, not being able to save him from his fate. We saw the sin of Mion, of trying to be the cold and calculating leader without realizing her sister's pain at the loss of Satoshi, and was unable to do anything before it was too late. And finally the sin of Rena, of sacrificing, of not getting help from others. That was such a fantastic goddamn scene, dude. It was so fantastic. It felt like so much build-up. Literally a year of build-up for me to finally, for them to finally fucking talk about their sins like that and able to forgive each other because of it. this game has been so weird because each time we've seen someone murder someone else, mainly this friend group, right? Myself, I couldn't blame them. I couldn't bring myself to blame them for doing what they did. But now with this, maybe they're able to build a better future. You know. That's my yeah. That junkyard scene, 100% my favorite goddamn scene of the entire game. 100%. I know this Sadako classroom scene made me cry the most. Absolutely. Fantastic. That's like number 2. But that scene... Holy shit, that scene, man. Oh, so fucking good. So fucking good. Holy shit. Oh my god. Back to it. Neon somehow had detailed knowledge of how to hide. Oh, yeah. Did dig the hole deeper. Rika-chan helped to carry the bags. Sadako used her talent of setting traps to perfectly camouflage the place where we buried the bags. Me? I was in charge of digging the hole. I wouldn't have dug it earlier, but I made it a little deeper. After we finished all that, we walked back to the place where we parked our bicycles, and we looked back at the place where we buried the bags. It was completely unnoticeable. We never been able to find the place again once we left for home. That's how perfect it looked.
よっしゃみんなお疲れさんこれでおしまいだね帰ろ帰ろ
Neon said a cheerful way, as if we just finished club activities or something. We had no more bags to carry, and we no longer had any burden to carry either. We got on our bicycles, but when I was still standing there, looking into the distance.
Oi, Lena.
あ、ごめん。ちょっと熱が出ちゃったみたいで、なんかぼーっとする。
Lena's face looked slightly wet. Neon touched Lena's forehead. Actually, it was a little warm. She had a tough day today. She had to go through so many things. She had to find a place to hide the corpses. She had to dig a hole. Caught her with the bags. Talked about our feelings. And we forgave each other. She must be exhausted after a day like that.
Lena, 今日は帰ったらゆっくり休め。
うん、ありがとう。そうするね。
レナ私たちはもう全部許し合ったんだよだから自分を責めちゃダメだからね
やっぱりみんなの言う通りだったよ。
何がだ？
やっぱり私自分を騙せてなんかなかった。どう自分の行為を美化したって私は心の中で恐ろしいことをしたと怯えていた。みんなに助けてもらってここまで来てこんななんだもん。もしみんなと会わずに一人で全てを片付けていたら私は耐えきれず潰されてしまったかもしれない。
She said all this with a bitter smile. It might take her a long time to heal from the pain, but it must be 100 times shorter than the time it would have taken if she did this all alone. Lena's home was the closest from here. When it went her way, the 4 of us were left behind. Mion made a suggestion.
明日からなんだけどさみんな揃って今日のことを忘れるのがいいと思うんだけどどう思う？
そうですわね。それが一番レナさんにとって優しいことになると思いますわ。 レナは強い人です。僕たちがそう振る舞えばレナもそう振る舞ってくれますですよ。
振る舞いもずっと続けてれば本当になるって言うもんな。
語らないことでそのうち私たちは忘れていくよ。そして完全に忘れきった時が私たちのゴールだね。
おそらくその日は一生かけて来るか来ないかを探ることになると思いますです。そうかもしれませんわね。簡単に忘れられることではありませんでしたよ。
仮に生涯忘れられなくてもいい。大切なのは最後まで全員の胸にしまって秘めておくことなんじゃないかと思う。
思い出させない方が大事だからね。
We nodded in agreement, just as my house came into view.
じゃあな、みんな。明日また学校でいつもの通りに。
いつもの通りに。いつも通りにトラップに引っかかり遊ばせですわね。
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。
After I parted with them, I still felt hot and dizzy. Felt really weird. I was even staggering to the front door. It felt as if I was floating in the air, like I just took some very strong cold medicine. Today, something very shocking, something that made me super happy, and something very embarrassing happened to me. I felt as if my heart and mind were about to explode because they were filled to the brim with both happiness and sadness. I don't know whether I made a crucial mistake today or if I had the happiest day of my life. I don't know which it is, and all I could do was stare blankly into space. I felt frustrated too. Even though they were my friends, I was caught in the act of abandoning the corpses. But at the same time, I felt relieved that my reliable friends accepted what I did. Those emotions were all mixed up in my heart, and they were equally strong, making it difficult for me to decide what I was feeling. I was losing my sense of balance. It was like the world was warping around me. I heard sounds as if I was in a shower. Everything left me with a feeling of unreality. When those emotions were about to make me lose control, I felt a heat on my wrist. The part where Ketchi-kun grabbed me earlier started throbbing. My feelings weren't cooperating with me, but the heat on my wrist calmed them down for me. I don't know how to express what I felt when my friends and I held shoulders together in a circle earlier. But the feeling was the only thing I knew to be real.
ただいま。あれ？
As soon as I opened the front door, I smelled it. It smelled really good. My father isn't good at cooking, but he likes to try and cook creative dishes. I remember he used to cook something very challenging whenever he was in a good mood. So the smell is a sign that he felt that way. That's why I always liked the smell. The reason he's in a good mood is because he found a job. Not just any job, he found a job with a company created by friends from his old workplace. They remembered my father and promised to hire him. He told me that some of his other colleagues from the old company are also working there. Must be very encouraging for him to work with people he knows, because he hasn't worked for a long time. The dinner worked great in contrast to how it tasted. It was a dinner to celebrate his new wife, to show his determination to regain his bond with his daughter, to make a clean start. I talked about a lot of things with my father that night. It had been a long time since the last time I talked with him like this. I don't remember when it was, but it reminded me of the days that I was still happy, which meant that I finally returned to that time. My father still believes that Tepe is coming back one day, so he'll still get very cautious about locking the doors and windows, but he gets scared every time someone rings the doorbell. I told him so many times that they'll never come back, but couldn't convince him because I couldn't tell him the reason why they won't. He'll eventually realize that he's free. I'm sure it won't take too long. My heart was full of many, many emotions that day. If emotion could actually burst a heart open, it might happen to me. My brain must have been overworked because so many things happened at once. My head was still fuzzy, but I managed to crawl into bed. I felt like the ground was moving. I totally lost my sense of reality. I remember that I once felt like this when I got the flu. I might get a high fever tomorrow, but I don't care. I don't care if I get sick tomorrow. I just want to enjoy the fact that I took a step towards the future of my decision. Kechi-kun told me something like that today. The high fever and the dizziness made me feel frustrated for some reason. But whenever I felt frustrated, I felt the heat on my wrist too. I grabbed my wrist with my left hand tightly. It made the frustration go away, brought me relief. Even the dizziness I didn't like just before it made me feel like I was in a down-filled futon. I was falling asleep in that down-filled futon on my first night in a new world. This dizziness didn't go away for a few days, but I gradually got used to it. This new world looked like the world I used to live in before, but the sunshine was a little bit brighter and Kechi-kun's smile looked a little bit more gentle than before. We made more noise than we used to. We spent every day slowly but in high spirits. Oh, what an idiot I am. I underestimated that dizziness and I caught a summer cold in June. I wanted to get better as soon as possible. I should have taken a day off from club activities, but I forced myself to play with them every day, and that made it hard for me to get better. I finally learned my lesson recently. I don't need to feel frustrated. There's no limit to happiness in this world. As long as we keep wishing for it, it'll continue forever. I don't need to feel frustrated anymore because tomorrow I will have the happiness I have today. We'll have the Higurashi Festival next Sunday. Michan tells us that we'll have a lot of fun and that we'll go extra crazy. I really can't wait. Oh my god, dude, what the fuck is this goddamn chapter? It's great. Oh my god, it's great, dude. Achievement unlocked. You're crying right now. No, I'm not. I didn't cry, but my heart did. My heart did. Oh my, this is only chapter 6. Last episode was only chapter 4 and 5. This is only chapter 6. What the fuck, dude? Holy shit, do I realize why a lot of people have this chapter as their favorite? Oh my god, I see the light. Oh my god, oh my god, that was fucking great, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god, that was so fucking great. That was so fucking great. Oh my god. God damn it, just like running, my heart is filled with emotions right now. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I mean, I don't have much to say in the credits, I guess, of this video, but fuck, that was fuck man, oh my god, that was fucking great. Shit, maybe I'm getting into tears afterwards, you know. I'm still trying to process that, man. Oh my god. Oh, that fucking build up, dude. It feels cathartic. It's the best way to describe what that scene was. It felt so goddamn cathartic. It's just, oh my God. Anyway, enough of me fucking just wallowing in my emotions. I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. If you did, hit that subscribe button. If you liked it, hit the like button. Want to tell me something, put it down in comments below. Or check out the Discord server hang out in, or my Twitter, check description below. And yeah, this has been Voidlego. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!